Who here remembers that Qwilfish got Fell Stinger in the 6th generation? Well, it looks like Nosua did and decided to apply it in Pokemon Sun and Moon. Now, it does make a lot of sense as Pokemon gets Fell Stinger, but a +3 attack boost with all the buffs right now could be pretty ridiculous. So let's go and watch what happens. Also, Qwilfish does get the Swift Swim, which means the buff to Pelipper, kind of bringing all of this together. And we're going to see if it's enough in the end. So it's going to be a Mewtwo from the opponent. How is Pelipper going to deal with this one? I mean, if Pelipper survives, gets a Hurricane, confuses Mewtwo, Mewtwo hits itself, and then things happen, you know, that's all that we need. So Psychic from the Mewtwo, big damage on the Pelipper, but setting up a Tailwind. Never mind, this is just going to be the world's fastest Qwilfish. The Tailwind plus the Swift Swim, but Tailwind's also good for the Pelipper because it allows Mewtwo to outspeed, and that is some huge damage on the crit, no confusion, and it will be traded for the Psychic. But I mean, the best case scenario is honestly that Mewtwo doesn't get hit in confusion, hits itself on like a Qwilfish turn or something, but it could not have gone any better. This could not have gone any better because Qwilfish has KO range now onto the Mewtwo. And super effective hit with that bug typing, and now, it's +3 attack, drastic attack, Life Orb Qwilfish as well, under double speed boost. That is pretty ridiculous right there, and now it's an Arceus. Okay, how tanky is, or like how much damage is Qwilfish? Alright, Rain's gonna boost the damage from Waterfall as well, on top of the stab, on top of the +3, and the battle is pretty much over. What does it do against Guzzlord? We're about to find out. Fell Stinger, really? Okay. Okay. That was a big hit for not having a lot of base power. I mean, even super... Wow. Thrash will hit the Qwilfish pretty hard. Rain's going to stop right there. And Qwilfish still has the Aqua Jet. So, that's going to be enough to take down Guzzlord, and... That's terrifying. I have some damage calculations to run, but one-shotting an Arceus seems to be a pretty good sign that this Qwilfish murders everything, and we have some more battles to show as well. It's honestly pretty hilarious when you think about it, so let's get into the next battle, but the amount of damage that Pelipper puts out is great, but it's not, like, insane. That, you know, it can do the rain boosting, it does get stab on high base power, but it's not, like, the most powerful Pokemon ever, which means it comes close to KOing a lot of Pokemon, especially without an item, and I think that puts it in the perfect range for Qwilfish to pick up some KOs as well. Now, the Mewtwo was a little lucky, but at the end of the day, that's still Qwilfish taking down legendary Pokemon, and then matching up against Arceus and just absolutely trashing it, as well as an Ultra Beast. So that's going to be a switch into the Ampharos from Charizard. Charizard knows it can't do anything. Pelipper with a straight Hydro Pump right there, though. And that is going to be enough to almost, just barely, KO the Ampharos. And Pelipper going to outspeed Ampharos with that Tailwind as well. And there's a Thunderbolt. Might as well go for that 4 times. Super effective hit. Just absolutely wreck the Pelipper. But Pelipper wants to die. It wants to set up die. That way we get the most rain on the Qwilfish. Speed doesn't matter as much against the Ampharos. But let's see how this one plays out. Fell Stinger. There it is. And that is going to be a free +3. Ampharos with the static, though. Fell Stinger does make contact, but the paralysis comes in. And if it wasn't for the nerf to paralysis, this would be a bad thing. But we just got drastic attack boost, and since we're doubling in the rain and doubling because of Tailwind, we cancel out the Thunder Wave, and we're still gonna be faster than the opponent's team. So good to know right there. Sandstream's gonna kick up. Does reduce the damage off of the waterfall, but I don't think it matters. And it absolutely does not. I need to run these damage numbers, so go show one more battle. Do some damage calculations. I think that is going to be an amazing way to end Fan Fries. If you want to be on Fan Fries, this is the last battle video, so please comment the code down below. And this is just ridiculous. Are we going to see Charizard X? Alright. So Sandstorm does remove the Swift Swim boost as well, which means that could have been an opportunity for the Aqua Jet, but Qwilfish decides to Waterfall outspeed anyways because it can. And that's still enough to KO. That's still pretty crazy right there. So Qwilfish will... Oh. Wait. That was all of his team. Right. I actually forgot that that was like his last Pokemon, because yeah, Ampharos just died so quickly off that Fell Stinger. It was 1-hit KO on Tyranitar, and then Charizard happened to be his last Pokemon, and the battle ended. Okay, next. Alright, I see the Trevenant, but something tells me that it is not going to matter. And Kartana versus Pelipper also seems like a weird matchup. Like, if Pelipper doesn't immediately get one shot, then I just see that the Hurricane is enough to KO the Kartana, or something crazy like that is going to happen. So Pelipper versus Kartana, Rain's going to come in, and then things are about to get pretty wild. So yeah, it's just that Leaf Blade damage. Like, I don't know where Pelipper's defenses lie, or what's going to happen. But Kartana with that Leaf Blade onto Pelipper, Pelipper will have enough to survive. That is going to be a tailwind right there, and the setup happens. So judging from that, you can see it's a Focus Sash on the Kartana, because I think Life Orb should have been enough to put that damage over the edge, but Hurricane against Kartana's pitiful special defense will justify the Focus Sash right there, and then Kartana turns around with a Leaf Blade. But oh god, it happened again! Perfect timing. Pelipper's damage, just enough. It works. The Fell Stinger's just gonna happen. That, you know, the damage numbers are either not there, or the opponent likes to lead a Focus Sash, and then Pelipper does some shenanigans, and then that's going to be another +3 for the Qwilfish. So the way it lines up, it just happens that way. And maybe that's also like another aspect of a Trevenant or something, that you just put it in the right position, and then the setup happens. Alright, Aegislash isn't going to survive this one, is it? Like, that'd be pretty ridiculous if Shield Form Aegislash gets one shot by the Qwilfish. We are dealing with unheard of levels of damage right now. I mean, any Pokemon +3 with Life Orb is going to do insane damage, but then Stab, Waterfall, Under Rain just takes it to the next level. I want to see like a BM Aqua Jet. No, the Fell Stinger's going to be it, right? That's absurd. Okay, then. I thought the battle would be a little faster, but I mean, we see everything. Man, that would just suck. That would just be like the worst thing that could happen, is being that helpless to, like, that was it. Just 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 and dead. And then ending on a +6 just because. Alright, I want to do some damage calculations, but I also want to just be like, what you said? That would, you just know when you're getting swept, and it just ends. Well, if that isn't a good gauge of the damage right here, that Waterfall has a 62% chance to KO a hit point invested Abomasnow. So that's going to be 90 base hit points, max invested, and also a resist. That it should be doing double damage, and it still has a chance to KO. Also, we saw Poison Jab, or we didn't see Poison Jab, so I'm guessing that's the last move. That we have Fell Stinger, Waterfall, Aqua Jet, Poison Jab. And I think the coverage would work really well after that. That, you know, that's going to give us dual stab. And then if the rain runs out, that's kind of it. I feel like this Qwilfish has to end the battle that quickly, or at least go up against a very slow, tanky Pokemon. Because when you break it down, I see Toxapex. I feel like Toxapex would just give Qwilfish so many problems as well. So let's go and look up those damage numbers once we get there. Because yeah, once you run out of rain, then your Tailwind's probably gone as well, and then you're not having that crazy amount of speed. But yeah, you just get into the setup, and then you trash things just ridiculously. So Toxapex, how much damage do we do to the Tox? It's still a 2-hit KO, guys. A full hit point defense bold invested Toxapex is going to be 2-hit KO by the Qwilfish. You're not prepared to hear these numbers in life. It's a resisted hit. That means something as tanky as the Toxapex would get 1-hit KO'd if it wasn't that way. Alright. I was expecting 3-hit KO, and that's still pretty crazy. And also, it's kind of like in that sweet spot of damage, too. That's just a pure 2-hit KO. So Toxapex probably isn't going to expect it, and it seems like even after the leftovers, there's still a good chance to KO. So let's add on the leftovers. Alright, that one got me. I was like, alright, we found the weakness, but 87% chance to 2-hit KO after leftovers recovery. If Toxapex is a 2-hit KO, then that means everything dies. Like, let's go and see what the Aegislash has, and the Aegislash, easy 1-hit KO. I mean, if we do get rid of the rain, it's not as much damage, because that's the 50% on top of the +3 on top of anything like that, but still, Aqua Jet. That 2-hit KOs in rain. Aqua Jet damage is pretty ridiculous. What about a Weavile? Something like that. Yeah, that's enough to KO, and if we take off the rain right there, wow. Okay, so we're dealing with an absurd amount of damage. Let's say, like, rain goes away, we lose out on, like, our Tailwind, we don't have speed. Yeah, we're still able to, like, one-shot frail Pokemon with just the Aqua Jet at the +3. I mean, Qwilfish only has a 95 attack. Like, what happens if Game Freak buffed it to a 100 attack? Just, you know, a little bit of a buff. Doesn't seem like a lot. 100, 105 attack. Makes sense on the Qwilfish. Well, the Fell Stinger kind of shows that damage is pretty nuts anyways. The Qwilfish is also kind of interesting. Like, low hit points, moderate-ish defense, very low special defense. So it can't take a hit. It has to outspeed, and at least the Aqua Jet can keep it safe. Like, in the rain, it finds damage, and it does some really good work. What about the Type Null? Type Null, Aqua Jet, not quite KOing, but if there's like Stealth Rocks or anything, you know, I'm just thinking about this in every way. It just does so much damage. Even Poison Jab KOs. Yeah. Okay, guys. So, that's kind of it. I just can't get over this battle, too. Just how fast it ended. We got the setup on the Fell Stinger, and then everything died. And, like, just the disrespect. I think that's what I'm hung up on. I'm just sitting there like, there's no stopping it. There was no way of getting around it. I mean, I guess you could have, like, King Shield on the Aegislash, but even then, like, Waterfall is still insane damage, and Greninja versus Trevenant could get interesting or weird right there. Actually, we still have the numbers up. What about the Aegislash? If it's an Aegislash at +1 attack on the Waterfall in rain, is that going to be enough? Actually, it would be. Okay, so I guess he could have gone immediate King Shield. Maybe, yeah, so okay, it wasn't truly unstoppable, but still, it was... The opponent just didn't try to stop it, and then it went bad from there. So, there we go, guys. That is going to be it. And like I said, if you want to be on Fan Fridays, please post a comment down below. If you guys enjoy your week, have a great weekend, all whatever I say at the end of this. My mind's kind of shot right now, but there we go. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you all have a nice day. Thank you very much for watching.